RAR.W Facebook page.
Okay, and I see a thing that you know like to play. So would that be it?
There should be a live video that just started on there.
This is
Take your phone. Okay, fine.
videos. Okay, Seniors Matter Now Live. Okay.
That's it. Okay, I got both of your faces in there.
Oh, where did it go? The screen. Oh, the screen's not on. My screen is dark.
Your screen is dark. Well, I did just drop the phone a second ago, and there's a slight delay.
Oh, okay.
It's fixed right now, though.
All right. Well, it's twirling on my phone.
Yeah, there's a slight delay. The phone fell, so there was a twirl when the phone fell.
Okay. Well, I see it's on your phone.
Yeah, it's good now. It's just a slight delay, so whatever you're seeing right now is just like a minute behind or something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, 45 seconds.
Oops, sorry.
30 seconds. 15 seconds. Connecting now.
Thank you for joining us live on Rainier Avenue Radio.World, your community radio station for Seniors Matter, with your host, Brenda Charles Edwards. Seniors Matter invites a variety of guests to discuss activities, issues, resources that may impact the lives of older adults and their families. My guest today is Barbara Peete, a federal retiree, longtime volunteer at the Central Area Senior Center, and she's a lifetime member there. In 2017, Barbara received the Inspire Positive Aging Award for community service. Nominees for this and the other awards were from all over King County. One of her passions is spreading the importance of proper waste management. Welcome, Barbara. It's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you.
So let's get into this. When did you first become interested in waste management?
Well, as you mentioned, I'm a lifetime member at the Central Area Senior Center, and a few years ago, the city fined us for not putting things in the proper containers. And they hooked us up with different containers, blue for recycle, green for compost and food waste, and black for garbage. And things got better, but it takes a lot of effort to remember to put things in the right container.
Yes, it does.
Even though we had posters above and below each of the containers, there was still a lot of mistakes. And it got to the point where they were threatening to fine us again, and the fine was very hefty.
So wait, that's what I was just thinking. How much was the fine?
$1,500.
What?
Yes, and for a nonprofit, that's a lot of money.
Yes. So now, did you know they were coming in?
No.
So they don't let you know. So it's one of those secret agents come. running through.
Evidently, of course, I'm just a volunteer, so I don't
Right.
know all the ins and outs. So they may have gotten something, but when the director told us about that enormous fine, it really got me. And I said, well, we're going to have to do something, because I lead a Bidwist group, which is a card game that we
Yes.
play every Thursday at the center, and we also have a potluck every week, so we generate a lot of waste.
Right.
And so I started purchasing compostable products, sustainable products, to help us to put things in the right container. And so everything we have is either blue for recycle, the cups that we use for our water, the plates, the napkins, and the food things. Let's see, what else do we use? We also have sustainable straws. They
What
make
about
those
paper
now.
towels? I don't like those straws, but anyway.
Well, it's better than not having a straw if you need one.
True, that's very true.
So at least they're now sustainable.
So speaking on that line, I've seen different things about paper towels and napkins. So now, paper towels can go,
They're compostable
they're compostable
with the food waste.
with the food waste, but napkins go
Yeah.
into the garbage. Is that right?
No,
Oh, napkins.
napkins
Hmm.
also.
Okay. I was recently at this. I'm not going to name the organization, but I noticed they had regular paper towels, and then they had a sign that said compostable paper towels, which I had not seen before, and I thought, oh, that's very interesting.
No, all paper towels are compostable as far as I know. I've never seen any, unless you have those thick blue ones, I don't know if they are compostable. You know, the blue towels that they use sometimes for cars and
right,
whatnot.
right.
Those are
Gotcha.
really heavy, and since they have many different types of, waste on it, I doubt if it's compostable. So
Right.
what it would do is those things would actually go in the garbage.
So I wonder how, when they did their inspection, what their criteria was to say who is doing it right and who's not doing it right. Did they give you guys any ideas?
No, so we have large dumpsters in the back, and now they're coded for the waste that's put into it.
The dumpsters are?
Yeah, we have.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, because we have to have one for recycle,
Sure.
one for food waste, and one for garbage.
And does the city provide that?
I have no clue.
That'll be something to look at, because I'm thinking about churches and other, especially nonprofits that have activities where they serve food. They would definitely need to have they may have the little cans inside, but then where do you put it on the outside to be picked up? I know there are some containers, but I'm just wondering how big they need to be.
Some of those containers are provided by the waste management companies. Because they can hook it up to their truck to dump them out. So that would be something interesting to do research on. I'll have to do that.
Thank you. And when you find out, let me know, okay?
I will.
All right. So why is waste management important?
Well, if we don't separate the garbage, the way things are now, we're running out of space for landfills. That's one of the big things. And when you think of the things that are put in the landfills, they're a combination of everything that we throw away. Some things break down quickly, others don't. And even some of the things that we throw away that are biodegradable and compostable, in that landfill, it doesn't do anything because it doesn't have a chance to break down because there's so much stuff there.
So when it breaks down, what happens? I mean, I don't have a visual on this. So when you say it breaks down, so that means it gets lower?
No, when I break down, it means particles in the product or the item that breaks down.
Okay.
And those piles don't get a chance to lower because they're always dumping more on top.
So how high can a pile be? Do we know?
No, at least I don't.
And I wonder how they figure they're running out of landfill. Because I'm just thought crossed my mind. What constitutes a location for a landfill?
The thing is, people are moving out further and further, and no one wants to live near a landfill.
True.
So that's one reason why the amount of land available for landfills has decreased because of population growth and the movement of the population.
So if we run out of landfills, then what happens?
Well, let's see. If we run out of landfill, where are we going to put our garbage? Where are we going to put all of this waste that we generate? Just think of the amount of this waste. Each household has a certain amount of waste.
Right.
And when you get to larger facilities and whatnot. That's a lot of waste. And if we have no place to put it, what's gonna happen? It's gonna be out in the streets like it is when we don't have garbage collection.
So then maybe they will put it on a barge and ship it somewhere?
Oh, heavenly days. We hope not, because the situation right now with garbage scows that go out and dump it in the ocean, we're killing
Right.
everything in the ocean. We're killing the water. Right now, there's so many dead zones where nothing can live.
Mm.
There's spots in the ocean that there's nothing there. I mean, absolutely nothing. And it's very scary if nothing can live in those spots.
Right.
And it's like, it's getting worse. Just recently, they had an article in the newspaper that there's a garbage area in the North Pacific Ocean that's the size of the state of Texas. And that's only what's above and on the water. It's not counting all the stuff that fell down to the bottom. So many fish, mammals that live in the ocean, they found plastic in their stomachs. They're coming up on the shore dead because these toxins are inside them.
We're gonna create our own mega shark.
I think so, you know, it is, because with the chemicals that are being dumped all over the place, you know, in our streams, our rivers, our lakes, the oceans. Look what it does to people, you know, look at Agent Orange, what it did to
Right.
people. You can imagine what it's doing to those poor creatures that live in the sea.
True. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Seniors Matter with your host, Brenda Charles Edwards, live on www.RainierAvenueRadio.world. And we're also on Facebook and the TuneIn Radio app. Today my guest is Barbara Peete, and she has been telling us the importance of waste management. And one of the things we were saying is that because the waste is in a certain part of the ocean, I don't know if any of you saw the Meg yet. It's a new version of Jaws, and the Meg was just incredible. And I was thinking, like, so how was the Meg developed, since he was so far underneath the sea in a whole another realm? But how did it become so large? And maybe it was from toxic waste, I don't know. So what does biodegradable mean?
Biodegradable is the ability to break down safely by biological means and disappear into the environment. These are solids and liquids.
So, give me an example.
Well, the most wonderful biodegradable thing that we can talk about is a leaf or a branch from a tree,
All right.
because it goes back and it nourishes the soil. That's why we compost. When we compost, all of these things together, it enriches the soil.
All right. So, and speaking of that, and so compostable. At one time I thought we could take like house plants or something like that and put it in the
Yard waste.
it's yard waste it goes to.
Mhm.
Okay, so what if you don't have a yard waste container?
Then you call the city and ask them to deliver you one.
Oh, well, that's pretty simple. Did you hear that, husband? Okay. All right. So now what does compostable mean?
Compostable materials, solids, eventually turn into nutrient-rich materials. It's almost synonymous with biodegradable. The compostables are not liquids, they're solids.
So is that, give me an example.
Like a paper plate.
Okay.
And the paper plates that are compostable are the ones that do not have a wax coating.
That's right. I knew there was something different. I was trying to remember what separate. So it's the wax coating.
Yes.
So, and it's not biodegradable.
Right.
Aha.
As of now, of course, they're making strides in doing more to find things that we can compost, recycle, because it's so important for our planet.
I went on the website just to, be a little more intelligent on what this waste management means, and they have that picture of what you can put, what goes into the garbage, what goes in the recycle and compost, and I have that at home. But it was kind of funny to me when I didn't notice it when I was pushed the button to print, when I picked up the printed copy, and there's a little box on there, and it says anything recyclable must be cleaned.
Yes.
And so I thought, now I wonder what, they must have been receiving a lot of recyclables that weren't clean to put that in, because it wasn't there before.
Right. When you put dirty things into the recycle, it makes the process harder, because they do have to clean it. But if we have things like if you had a cup with something in it and it got hard, that's extra work and extra energy to do that. So
wait a minute. Are you saying someone physically cleans this? Or is it a machine?
No, it's a machine.
Okay, have you ever seen this process?
No.
I'm just curious now. Huh. Okay, go ahead. Sorry. It just popped in at me. Like I said, I had a vision of someone taking a piece of paper plate or something and scrubbing, trying to get it off. Because I would think they'd just throw it away. Ned, Barbara,
No.
you need that look.
What it is we're helping to facilitate this process by not putting dirty recyclables into the container. If everything was dirty, just think of the mess it would make.
Yes.
Okay, and it's just like China said they weren't going to take any more of our plastic bags because they were too filthy.
Is that right? I hadn't heard about that.
Yes, they said it was too filthy and it took too much, it increased the process by having all this dirt because they're separated from the things that were clean.
Oh, okay. Just to update you, you're listening to Seniors Matter live with your host, Brenda Charles Edwards, on the World Wide Web, .RainierAvenueRadio.world, Facebook, and you can also find us on the TuneIn Radio app. My guest today is Barbara Peete. She's been informing us of the importance of waste management, and believe me, she knows what she's talking about. So did we discuss what sustainable was?
No, we didn't.
Okay, let's do that.
Sustainable materials, its waste returns to the earth and is able to biodegrade, which means it can break down into basic products in the soil. It'll come and it renews because it's broken down. It doesn't stay solid.
So how do we know this? I mean, where do we find this, and is there somewhere that certain things are supposed to go for that?
How do you mean?
Well, when you say sustainable, so how do we know? So, is it from the recyclable things?
No, it's sustainable materials are made from usually vegetables.
Oh.
Because they have eating utensils that are sustainable, and it's made with vegetable matter, and it can biodegrade over a period of time. There is no definitive amount of time that I know of that it takes to biodegrade, but it does eventually, which is better than just sitting there like a lump on a log.
Right. That's very interesting. I did not know that, obviously. So how old is the concept of reuse, recycle?
Well, in my research, I found that the ancient Japanese, when they started producing paper, they started recycling it right away. And they had a kind of reverence for this recycled paper. They thought it was wonderful that they could reuse these things. And that was one instance. And in the United States, the first example that I really found on this one site that I looked at this mill in Philadelphia was using cotton and linen rags to make paper
Really?
in 1620.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's been around, but when you think about it, the ancient civilizations, they used everything.
True.
They did not throw anything away. They found a use for almost everything. You know, when they killed an animal, they used practically every part. They used the skins, they ate the meat, and different things. They made jewelry from the teeth, all sorts of things. And when you think of what happened in the world in, I think it was about the 1760 to 1830, the Industrial Revolution.
Right.
Things were produced faster, and we became a throwaway society.
That's true.
And so it wasn't until here in the United States in the 60s that they started realizing that we had to start recycling things, reusing things, renew things, repurpose things. So that's when it kind of started. And it's sad really that it took us that long
Yes, it is.
to come to the realization that we needed to do something.
And it seems like we might be running out of time, or definitely space, if we had thought about this sooner. Yes. Well, there we are. For those of you that are just tuning in, you're listening to Seniors Matter with your host, Brenda Charles Edwards, live on the RAR.W website, Facebook, and on the TuneIn Radio app. Today, my guest has been Barbara Peete, a retiree who for many years has been a volunteer at the Central Area Senior Center and is a lifetime member there. Barbara leads the Bid Whisk group, which meets Thursdays from 1 p.m. to 4, and she's an avid waste management supporter. Barbara, do you know, is there any campaign going on to encourage or educate nonprofits in particular, and just the general public about how important waste management is and about those fines?
You can contact Seattle Public Utilities and get information from them, and they will also send a rep out to instruct your group about recycling food waste and garbage.
That's excellent. I think that, yes, I'm going to mention this to a couple organizations that I know because they're not doing it properly, and so I would hate for someone to. That's the name I was thinking of, the mystery shopper. So it's the mystery spotter? No, what's a good name for someone that's checking out whether or not you're doing your waste management correctly?
Let's see.
I don't know. It's a mystery somebody. If anybody out there knows of a good name, let me know. just email us. Okay, well, so now, so we know that for big business, it's $1,500 if they violate the recycling law.
It might not be, it depends.
Oh, it depends on how bad it is?
Yes.
Oh,
It has many factors, and I don't know all of them.
Okay.
That
we'll have to find that out.
Constitute how they rate your fine.
Okay. So do residents get a fine?
Not at the moment, but if it's really bad, if you're really putting everything in the garbage and nothing in other receptacles, then the city will probably contact you.
Well, okay, that's fair. So, what's your helpful message to leave with our audience?
Well, I have one more thing to say about recycling.
Okay, make it quick.
Okay, cutting back on global warming, preventing air and water pollution, and saving our energy resources is a reason why we really need to recycle.
Oh, I agree.
And I'd like to say, keep recycling out of the garbage, and keep garbage out of the recycling.
All right. Well, Barbara, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your passion and truly educating us about waste management.
There's still a lot to learn.
I know, and we're going to get it. On Wednesday, August 22nd, 11 a.m. to 12:30 at the Southeast Seattle Senior Center, Brenda Charles Edwards, yours truly, an AARP fraud fighter facilitator will present the top 5 popular scams on older adults and veterans. Also, you will also learn how to fight these detective methods to counteract a scam. If you're interested in attending, RSVP to 206-722-0317, and it is complimentary. I just like to say it's been a pleasure being here with you today. I'm here every Friday at 12:30. If you are in need of notary documents, call me, 650-265-1193. Tell me where. I'll meet you there. Until next time, thanks for listening, and live your life like it's golden.
Mic's off.
Okay. Yeah, see, that went a lot faster than... Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll put this on my Seniors Matter Facebook page. Do I get to keep this copy?
Yes.
Oh, great, thank you. Huh, very interesting. Plastic-coated milk cartons, 5 years.
And those things are not in a landfill. So just think it must take a lot longer for those things to break down in a landfill.
Okay, but this is recyclable if you clean it out, right?
Yeah, you
Okay.
rinse it.
Well, oh, this is a good one, Daniel. She just gave me this list of how long it takes to decompose.
Oh, that would have been interesting.
Yeah, well, it was kind of lengthy though, but I'm going to put it on the Facebook page. But cigarette butts, 1 to 12 years.
Oh, and you see those everywhere.
Yes.
Oh, that's gross.
It is.
Leather shoes, 25 to 40 years.
Oh.
Nylon fabric, 30 to 40 years. So those pantyhose, huh? What else can you do with them?
You can make rugs.
Rugs? What kind of rugs?
You make a rug out of pantyhose?
Yeah, you braid it and sew it together.
But how does it... Have you done it?
Yes.
Okay, so how big is the rug?
It depends on how many pantyhose you want to use. You can make it any size. You can make it a little small rug, put it by your bed or something.
Huh.
So what kind of backing do you put on it to hold it in place?
When you sew it, what did we use? I can't think of the name of the fabric that we use. But you can put any kind of fabric that'll hold it together and keep it, from buckling.
I gotta see this.
I haven't done one like that in a long time.
I kind of want to see that too. A pantyhose rug.
Yeah, because, I have...
Yeah, you'd cut off the, the panty part.
And just use the
And
legs.
and braid, braid it.
I have got to see it. I just started making jewelry.
Oh, we have a jewelry class at the center.
I know. I'm there with Burnett.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I'm curious about this nylon thing because, yeah. So, there's nobody teaching that now, is there? Okay, so you and I are gonna have to get together because I want to see what this looks like.
Okay, I don't even have any pantyhose anymore. That's why I haven't made any.
But do you still have a rug that you could show me?
No.
Oh, you don't?
Oh, no.
Oh, man. I wonder if there's somewhere out there that you can get a pantyhose rug instructions. What's that? There's some, I can't remember, Home Talk or something. It's always coming up with different things. I'm gonna ask Burnett about that. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna see her today.
And we are off the air.
Oh, that's right. Facebook is still going. So, is there something? Somebody has a message on the screen there? Because I could never get it to come up on mine.
Oh, that was me making a comment.
Oh, what was your
I said this reminds me of the Futurama episode where 21st century New York took all their garbage and launched it into space, only for it to come back like an asteroid 1,000 years later.
Yeah. Well, and then when